Hello, everyone. This is Brandon Elrich, and my publication is Brandon Elrich is So Gay. Also, Elrich Unraveling, if you like fiction and poetry. Today is season 2, episode 35 of my podcast, and I recorded this on May 1st, Mayday. I was calling it Mayday, Gayday. And I was talking about possibly rebranding, kind of changing directions, trying to come up with something new. And I invited an impromptu guest to join me. Omix Intel joined me for a live session partway through my video. So this is the audio recording from our conversation and then part of when I went live at the beginning. So enjoy, and if you like my content, please go to my publication, Brandon Elrich is So Gay, and subscribe to support me. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. I'm Brandon Elrich. I just wanted to come on and I don't know. I was thinking about like rebranding a little bit, rebranding with Brandon. Like a lot of people, my publication fluctuates a little bit, highs and lows, plateaus, highs, lows, plateaus. Um, but I thought maybe I need something to jumpstart it or um, I don't know, bring some new life to it. So I was thinking about some kind of rebrand. And my publication name, my main publication is Brandon Elrich is So Gay. And I thought that may be like turning some people off, like the gay part of it. I don't know. So I thought about taking that out and just saying something like, I don't know, Brandon Elrich is so funny in quotes, because sometimes people have referred to me as funny when they really mean gay. You know, there's this guy once that was like, "Are you funny?" And he used the little hand thing, you know. But what he really meant was, "Are you gay?" Anyway, I don't know if I'm going to change that or not, but I wanted to get somebody's advice, some people's input. I kind of wanted to talk to somebody on video about it, just to talk through it. So I also thought about doing a a daily gaily where I don't know, I just come on for 15 minutes or something. I could do a reading, I could talk to people. I usually do interview somebody like at least once a week. I didn't do that this week. Well, we were planning on having a sleepover. Me, Laggy, Ginger Cook, and Sturge writes it down. But there was a conflict and we had to cancel it and reschedule it for another day. Haven't rescheduled it yet, but we will. Anyway, so I didn't end up going live with anybody this week except my regular Tuesdays with two gays. I go live with Sturge every Tuesday afternoon, and we have a different topic every week. I used to do a lot of live videos. I went live every day in December and had a different guest on almost every day, and got tons of views and lots of people enjoyed it. And then it kind of tapered off after the first of the year. So I don't know. I need to do something different, but not sure what. I kind of want some input because I don't do this just for myself. I mean, I do it in part to earn a living. And in trying to do that, of course, I want to do it for my subscribers, and I want to do something that they enjoy or something that they feel like they get value out of. So that's why you know, I need their input. Anyway, if you have any input, write it in the chat. Tell me what you enjoy seeing on live videos when you watch other people. What kind of content you enjoy. I go live about twice a week with Wendy the Druid, and we have a trauma talk. But I want to do something a little lighter than that. Of course, Tuesdays with Two Gays is more humor and just lighthearted topics and stuff. Anyway, next week I'm going to be going live with KR Byers on Wednesday, I believe, and Margaret Williams on Thursday. So if you're interested in watching either of those, come in and check them out. Hello, what is that? Omixintel? Omixintel? Omixintel. I don't know. Yes. Well, thanks for joining. You're the only one who's spoken so far. Sometimes I get on here and there are lots of people and they say lots of things in the chat. And then some days I come in and there are people in here and they're silent. So never know what you're going to get. Today, what I'm talking about, basically, I just wanted to go on, since it's the 1st of May, I kind of wanted to start this thing called Gaily Daily or Daily Gaily, one of the two, whatever it was. I don't know, because my publication name is Brandon Elridge is So Gay. So I thought about going on every day for like 15 minutes and talking about different subjects or whatnot. Sometimes I'd have a guest on, sometimes not. But I put a note out earlier and asked if anybody wanted to come on live video with me and be an impromptu guest, but didn't get any takers this time. So I might try it again on another day. But another thing I was talking about was possibly rebranding. Oh, hello, Misuse. Okay, there's a name I do know. Anyway, what I was saying was I was thinking about rebranding or doing something different. Omix Intel. Include me next time. Hey, Misuse. So, anyway, I've been trying to kind of invigorate my publication, trying to come up with different things to help get more views and things. So just throwing around ideas, asking for ideas. Hello, Marnie. Asking for input from followers and subscribers. Karen C., collector of books. I've seen you around in several different lives. I think we probably like follow the same people in the same circles. If anybody wants to come on, if anybody wants to come on as an impromptu guest, let me know in the chat and I'll bring you on. I would come on with you, but I'm not feeling well today. Oh yeah, that's fine. I mean, it's no big deal. I didn't have any kind of uh, plan or anything. I thought sometimes it's easier just to talk to somebody on live video than like trying to navigate the chat and trying to come up with things to say in between times. Oh yeah, that's misuse. I mean it's fine. I do not think negatively of anybody if they don't come on for whatever reason. It really doesn't matter. Even if you say, nah, I don't want to, that's fine. Sometimes I don't want to. I don't want to do things. I'm like, I I would just say so. So either way, um, it's no big deal. Omics Intel. Oh, well, let's see. I think I can add you. Let me just. Oh, well, actually, I tried to add you, Omics Intel. Oh, there we go.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hey, Brandon, thanks for having me on the show today. I really appreciate your time. I've enjoyed some of your work. I've kind of watched as a ghost, which many people do. So thank you for coming on today.
Oh, okay. I don't recognize your name,
Yeah,
but
I'm a strategist, and I work with strategy people to make decisions under pressure. So I'm constantly on demand with people trying to make pivots, make life changing decisions, career choices, things of that nature, even in the political spectrum to some degree. But I try to be available to a lot of different rooms and a lot of different areas. So Omics Intel is my brand name, but my name is Stephen.
oh, okay. Well, nice to meet you, Stephen. I don't think I've seen you around. I didn't recognize the name, but there's so many people on Substack, can't keep track of everybody.
Yeah, I can't find everybody either. So that's a hard thing is how do we find more live chats? How do we get more engagement? I think Substack's a great platform to showcase, individual ideas, individual expressions. But really where it's going to be at is in these live chats. I think these live chats are really allowing people to connect with ideas and from all around the world, which is what we really need.
Yeah, and that's where I've made a lot of connections as well. I started watching lives well about a year ago, and I got into the Daily Whatever show, and I met. Well, actually, I already knew a few people that were in the chat, and we would talk back and forth and make comments and stuff, and kind of built a community that way. And we kind of were nicknamed the Whatevers, the people who are kind of dedicated followers of their show. And so, yeah, that's one way that I've kind of made a connection, been part of a community there.
Yeah, my experience has been get into chat rooms with people you don't have anything to add value to, and you learn something new. I've found myself in chat rooms where I don't even know what the conversation is going on, or what narrative they're going on, or what perspective they're trying to articulate. However, it is really interesting to learn new ideas and new perspectives, and that's what we've learned. Me and my team, and we've learned that just jump in, and you'll find, or they'll find, and essentially just be yourself. And so far, we're not really big on Substack, but we're just getting started there, and these communities are going to grow, and I hope they continue to grow just like yours is doing.
Yeah, yeah, and there's a lot of ebb and flow too. There's a lot I've heard from a lot of people. Like lately, their numbers have plateaued or they've kind of gone down a little bit, but hopefully that's just a temporary flux and it will climb back up. I guess we'll wait and see.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a delusion of the artist, right? So we're following the numbers, and yet we're trying to be meaningful, and we're trying to be honest and authentic. A lot of I try not to tend to watch the numbers so much, because they'll actually dilute our authority. And so if I could give you any advice in that space, is just do your thing. Don't watch. The numbers are important. Obviously, that's where conversion happens. But truly speaking, if you have something and you articulate it well, there's a community for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And I've heard that advice from some people saying, don't, some people even turn off their stats. And I don't go that far because I do like to look at them and kind of analyze, okay, which articles are doing better than others and what are people responding to, and kind of lean in toward that. But yeah, I know what you're saying. Don't focus on the numbers so much. But Misuse says, or let's see, was it Misuse? Yeah. What do you mean by your team?
Yeah, so my team is I'm comprised of three experienced people, and we cover three major areas of conflict. Our goal is to find clarity amongst layers of conflict. For instance, politics is a great place to see a message go out, but that's really not what we're really talking about. But I find that in deliverables of careers, I find that in deliverables of small entrepreneurs or mid-sized entrepreneurs that are really analyzing numbers, analyzing what they've done, analyzing their content, and just can't figure out why they haven't connected or why they can't populate what their intentions are. And an immediate need is everybody says, I got to pivot, I got to pivot, I got to go chase that candy. But then you're diluting your authenticity. And my team, I've got three people on my team that specialize in different areas. For instance, my background is in negotiations and litigations, complex problem solving over broad spectrums of law and policy. We also
Okay.
work in the spectrum of aviation and aviation of different resource management, things like that. I have one person on my team that's a nurse practitioner, and she dabbles in healthcare and healthcare career changes and healthcare people that are burned out in healthcare that still have the passion to care for people but really don't want to go through the rigor mortis of each application of the job. Got to see 25 patients. I've got 10 minutes, those type things. So our team really offers. When I say our team, I mean we're an encompassed group of people that think alike but have different experience levels in thought process. So we're trying to evolve in a way where we assist people almost like as a silent outside a creator for them, but not the creative side that they would bring, but the creative side in which how to make it stick, how to keep doing. Don't quit yet. Don't pivot yet. Still work your authenticity, and that's typically where we find ourselves often.
Okay. And what's your publication on Substack, or do you have a publication?
When you say publication, we just present ourselves on Substack as Omics Intel. And we're
Okay.
really not writers. Everything we do is confidential. So going live with you today is not something that we would normally do, but we need to get outreach. We need to start saying to people, hey, this is what we do, but we would never say, hey, we work for X, Y, and Z, or hey, we worked for these groups. But we do work for some of the largest brands in the world, and some of the largest agencies in the world to help solve problems on a dime, 2 or 3 in the morning, 4 in the afternoon on a deadline. But we never tell anybody who we work with. So our authenticity, if you would, is kind of diluted in our confidential branding, but it's ultimately why people buy from us.
Okay. Interesting. And so the three different people all on your team, you use the same name?
Yes, we all use the same name, Omex Intel, and
Okay.
we essentially find clarity in the amongst of all the noise. I mean, literally, we dive right into a problem. I'll give you a scenario of something that one of our first projects that we worked on is we had a professional athlete call us, and they were making a decision. They had lawyers there, they had everything, they had people there, but we made a decision to help them work through each perspective: family, life, balance. We didn't help on the legal side, but we did read the the analysts of what they were getting and how it looked over time. And we were able to add value to not only the contract and the numbers, but the life, work balance, and the space in which they were going to live in after the fact. And that's been kind of our legacy going forward, is we've been able to help people. I mean, people call us. All three of my team members have direct access to every one of their clients, and they may call us at any time of the day and say, hey, I'm dealing with this, these are the circumstances, and we walk them through it. That's what we do.
Okay. So would you put yourself in I guess under the label of a life coach?
No, No, we're not life coach at all. We're not trying to make your life better. We're trying to handle the complexity in your life. And it's not like something of a family problem. It's more of a business structure, more of
Okay.
more of how does a small entrepreneur scale to the next level? How does interacting with you today benefit your followers? We're kind of find the strategy and why we have purpose. Look, a lot of people are talking, a lot of people have knowledge, but they lack purpose. They lack the driven purpose, and usually people hit 10 or 15 plateaus when they only needed to hit two. And we're trying to minimize the plateau failure reach, because failure is obviously part of the process. But we want to engage in as many people as we can so that we ultimately can give them the best options to go forward. You're still going to fail, perhaps. You're still going to be successful, perhaps. But we want to give you the best idea in that in that space. So life coach is something I'm not really familiar with, but strategic operations I am.
Okay. Yeah, that's one thing that I have struggled with is marketing myself, really. I know, like, as far as the writing goes, I know I'm a good writer. I write fiction, poetry, and satire and humor.
Mm-hmm.
But there are a lot of other people in that space, and I feel like, I could be on the same level with them, but they're doing, so much better or have bigger numbers or whatnot. And I think a lot of it has to do with marketing. But I
It
don't
seems
know.
like
That's just,
it seems like you lack distribution. It's like you have a good product, you just lack distribution, and that's where a lot of new um, deliverables end up, and people get burnt out, and they stop there, and
yeah,
that is not a winning strategy.
right. Yeah. I've been on here over a year, and I kept going. I started a new publication at the beginning of this year for poetry and fiction, but um, anyway, that's one new thing I've been trying. 'Cause I've written this a collection of poetry and fiction, and instead of self-publishing it, I decided to put it on Substack and put it behind a paywall. So I'm testing that out, see how it goes.
What's your end goal, Brian? Brandon? What do you want to do? What is your end goal, Brandon? What are you thinking it looks like? You've been on here for a year. Is this what you thought when you start is where you would be? Your masterpiece on Substack behind a paywall. Is that what you really intended to come out?
Not at first. Really, I mean, my goal was to make money doing what I love and to make money writing. Um, and um, yeah, I was very optimistic. I tried to think, tried to believe that I would gain, so many subscribers. I haven't gained as many as I had hoped, but maybe I was being overly optimistic when I started out. I'm doing better than some, and so we fall into the comparison trap. Of course, you look at other people in your category and you see some people doing much better than you, but then others who've been on here several years and don't even have a paid subscriber yet. And so I try to look at the balance. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I'm not doing as well as this person or these people or whatever, but I'm doing much better than some. So I try to look at the positives of it.
What did I still? And I'm going to push back a little bit. What did you expect? I hear your comparison, and yes, you're exactly right. That's the trap we all fall into. I totally get that, and that's a fair sword out there. But what did Brandon want? What did Brandon want out of this? I mean, obviously you want to make money. We all do. But what did
Yeah,
Brandon want out of it? I mean, you're in it for a year. Obviously, you haven't wasted your time, and that's poignant because you've done work and you're here. But if you had another year and you could predict where you're going to be next year, where would you be? Where would you not want to be? Where are you going to be?
um, I would hit at least 100 subscribers.
What conversion does that give? I mean, I could get some robot to give you 100 subscribers tomorrow. That's not
Paid
truly.
subscribers, sorry.
There you go. There you go. All right, so paid, so monetized 100 subscribers, monetized 100 subscribers. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Narrow that. I'd write that down for yourself. I'd put that somewhere that's in your in your quiver, because that to me that's what you really are feeding. You're feeding that joy, and in the middle there's a lot of noise, and you're going to doubt yourself just like we all do, and you're going to promote yourself, which we all do. But truly speaking, if you look at that little thing you just wrote down, did I hit that goal? That's your success margin. Not left, not right, not inside, outside. That's your goal. If that's your only goal, and that's the goal you have to have in order to meet your conversion rate, meet your demand rate for you to continue to populate your art, then that's your goal. And we don't divert from that at all. Whatever it takes to get there, that's what I would do. And I don't want to sound like I'm coaching you. I'm just telling you how a session with Omex would ultimately unfold.
No, I appreciate it. I appreciate your questions and getting specific about it. So how long have you been on Substack?
Oh, not long at all. I'm sitting here telling you about, you got 100. I've got 8 followers, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
a nothing burger. But don't let that underestimate. And this is where the difference is I personally and my team don't measure um, conversions, and I apologize that might not be what Substack is. We try to just interact with as many people as we can. I mean, I've been really happy. I've been really happy with our success as a company, but I've had 10 other companies that I've done really successful in, and this is my journey to give back. This is my ability to be able to help people. I wish I had somebody that would help me along the way when I was, idea driven, articulate, hungry, ready to go. And now I'm in my 50s. I just reached my 50s, and I'm settling back, and I am enjoying life. But at the same time, I still need to find a place to give, and this is the place in which we do it. And all of my partners, all 3 of them, we're all in the same boat, right? We've all been successful in our let's call it our day jobs, and we don't do that anymore. Now we're 100% trying to articulate omics intel and give people the guidelines and the um, framework that has worked, or at least tell you what wouldn't work or what hiccups we had along the way. Um, and our biggest worry, every company has a worry, our biggest worry is, even when you're retired and you have things in line as far as your ducks are considered, you still wonder if what you're giving somebody advice on, or you still wonder if you're helping somebody, if we're really positioning ourselves in the right manner. Are we talking to the right audiences? Are they understanding what we're saying? Was it helpful? We still don't know those joys, but that's what our second phase or third phase of life, if you would. I feel like I've lived like 10 different lives with different careers, but
Yeah.
I've done good work there, and now it's our time to give back. And all 3 of us are dedicated to the same, the same focus.
So what is your plan as far as creating communities here on Substack, or being part of communities? Where do you see that? Where do you
I
see
was,
it going?
yeah, I was hoping you would teach me. Well,
Well, like I said, being on live videos has really broadened my communities. I've being in the LGBTQ community, I connected with others in that community, and we've done a lot of live videos together. I go about twice a week on live videos with um, some other people in the community, and have kind of a trauma talk. And we've kind of built a community that way as well. And then, like I said, with the daily whatever show, um, created a community there. And a lot of times they overlap. You know certain people in one community, and you make connections with other communities, and your community then grows, of course.
yeah, I mean, all I would say is, we don't know everything. Okay, so we don't know everything. All we know is what we know, and there people are paying us in other places to take care of issues that they have, and we don't know what it's called. We just know we want to serve and we want to help, and we're very open-minded people. We're very we our goal is to pardon the noise. Our goal is like, get the noise out of the way, pardon the noise. We want to get down to what is it going to take to make traction in any subject. So I look at you and say, hey, how can you involve me in your places? Listen, if it comes up, include us. We're here. I monitor in Substack pretty often. If you need us for anything, let us know. But truly speaking, we're in the giving mode. Doesn't mean there's not a paid part of our work, but it doesn't start that way. It starts with trust, and it starts with conversation. And yeah, I mean, lean on me for whatever you think that I can help you or any of your community members. And if we can, I'll lean on you as well. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we made
I'll have to. You what?
I think we made a commitment to each other today. We're going to work together, and we're going to work
Right.
together in some capacity to help each other. And that's what communities are all about. I mean, if otherwise you don't need anybody.
Right. Well,
well, thanks for
I don't
having
know
me.
what else to ask right now.
Yeah, I don't want to hijack your call. Or your.
Oh no, I mean this is kind of an impromptu one. I thought, I'll see if anybody wants to come on with me and just talk through some things, and you obliged, and that was great.
Well, thanks for having me today, and it was a pleasure putting your work with your face. I've seen you a little bit of times, but I've never interacted with you, and I appreciate it. And look, if you can give us any advice, let's take the next couple seconds here. What do you think? Tell me what you think of what I've told you. Give me some advice. You've asked me some questions, and I appreciate your confidence in asking me those questions and allowing me to answer. My question to you is, critique us and tell me what you think that I could do better for your community or communities that you know about.
Oh, that's a loaded question. Substack offers a lot of different options, and I would try to take advantage of all of them. I know Notes is a big one. A lot of people gain a lot of subscribers and make a lot of connections through the notes that they put out.
Mm-hmm.
Live videos for a lot of people have really grown their communities. So participating in live videos in the chat, even hosting your own live videos and having guests on.
Decent. You have to be decent looking to do a live video. I don't know if I have it in my 50s.
Well, you don't have to be decent looking because I'm on here, so I wouldn't worry about that.
Well, I appreciate your time today. And if you think of something, definitely DM us. If anybody in the chat has a question, DM us. I'd be more than happy to learn something new. And if I can help you in any way, we're definitely always here to do such a thing.
All right. Well, thank you again for coming on. It was great talking to you.
Absolutely. I wish you the best of luck in your endeavors. And look, remember, we made a commitment. So I hope to see you again soon.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay, there we go. I was like, okay, now either he has to exit out of this or I don't know how to kick him out. So there we go. Well, that was an interesting conversation. Definitely not something I expected. I hope that you all learned something. It looks like you did. Yanni, misuse, saying they learned something. I'll have to go look at the profile and follow and look for you in the future, or look for all three of you in the future under the same name, I guess. Well, anyway, I don't know what else I was planning on saying today, but just kind of, I just wanted to start the month off with on a live video and say, hey, here I am. If you haven't subscribed to me, click the subscribe button. You can follow first if you want to, subscribe later. I do this as part of the way I earn a living. So if you can afford a paid subscription, that would be awesome. If not, I understand. I usually have a
buy me a coffee link in most of my articles. So if you want to give it a one-time donation, you can do that. My other publication, Elrich Unraveling, is for fiction and poetry. If you prefer that, you can go, and most of those, a lot of those are behind a paywall, or at least parts of the posts are behind paywalls. And I'm doing that and publishing that instead of publishing a physical book. I decided to put it on Substack and put it behind a paywall. So if you're interested, check those out. I usually do a poem and a flash fiction piece once a week. Poems on Tuesday, flash fiction on Thursday. And on my main publication, Brandon Elrich is So Gay, I do 2 articles a week and an audio podcast. And I go live on live videos throughout the week. So, yeah, Yanni says, it sounds like the future of publishing anyways. I mean, yeah, I think physical books are still going to be around for a while, because I still talk to a lot of people who prefer to have a physical book in their hands and actually turn the pages, smell the pages. A lot of people talk about how they like the smell of paper, smell of books. Hello, Margaret. But yeah, I think a lot of people. I do both. I download books sometimes to my Kindle Fire or whatever. But I also read physical books. I like them both, actually, for different reasons. Yeah. So anyway, I'll probably get off here pretty soon. I've been on here for about almost an hour, I guess. But Margaret just came in. I'm going to be on with her next Thursday, I believe. My calendar's on my phone. I can't look at it right now. But we're going to be doing something fun, I hope. Hopefully it doesn't go awry. So I hope you check out our live next Thursday. Also with KR Buyers on Wednesday. Oh, bakery. Yes, I do baking. Yeah, I do baking videos too. I haven't done one for, let's see, did I do one last week? I can't remember. Don't overthink. That is sometimes an impossible request, Margaret. Don't overthink. Try not to, yes, but it happens. Margaret is fun to hang out with. Yes, I've been on video with Margaret a couple different times, and I always enjoy watching her videos as well. So I'm sure we'll have fun. It'll be an interesting one. I won't give too much away just yet, but you'll just have to tune in next week. All right, I'm gonna hop off here. I appreciate everybody coming in, and please check out my publications. And let me get the name right. Omics Intel. Check out their publication or their profile. It sounds like they have some good information, good strategies to help people succeed, especially on Substack and in their businesses. So check them out. See if you agree. I'm going to be checking them out after I get off of here. So, all right, Marnie, good night from the Midwest. And I will see you all probably sometime this weekend. Oh, Sunday night. I forgot. Sunday night I'm doing Mad Libs. Sunday night, 10:30 Central Time. Mad Libs. See y'all later. Bye.
Woke up this morning with a cup of cheer. Thought of old memories that I hold near. Writing my blog, it's a wild display bitch is so gay.